Hi, my name is Haley. I am the host of this system. As you know, our system has dissociative identity disorder. It is a trauma-based disorder from childhood trauma, which was severe, inescapable, and prolonged. And I am here today to talk about what DID is. DID used to be known as multiple personality disorder, which subsequently it makes people think of all the Hollywood shows, right? Sybil, Split, there's plenty of them. And I want you to completely clear your brain of that. Just like woosah, gone, right? Those are gross mischaracterizations of dissociative identity disorder and the people that have it. I consider it a superpower. Not all of my system does, but I do. I was not going to share my name, and I haven't up until today. The reason I tell you that is because I told my boss's boss today that I have DID. And that was one of the scariest things I've ever done, and I'll tell you why. Because of what people think about DID. Because of the stigma, because it's taboo, because it's misunderstood, it's not known. So here I am, kind of being raw and honest. As the host, I do all the things. I run the body for the majority of the time, basically. I do the work. I'm trying not to take credit for too many things, but I am kind of the main go-to. Everybody knows that this body is Haley. So I am Haley. I front most often. So I'm not going to go into like the nuances of DID. I just want to have you take away that DID is a trauma-based dissociative disorder. It's not bipolar. It is not borderline personality disorder. It is not narcissistic personality disorder. It's not a personality disorder or a mood disorder. It's a dissociative disorder. And that means that different parts can have different disorders. That can happen. But DID is not those things. None are better or worse. They all are what they are. It's just, there's a lot of commingling of terms, and I don't want people to think that, you know, you have to have this one to have that one, or you have to do this to have that. No, DID is just DID. It is, like I said, caused by severe, prolonged, inescapable trauma between the ages of 3 and 8. It is a trauma-based disorder. It's an incredible way for people's brains to survive insurmountable situations when they are too little to know how to be skillful or to handle traumatic situations. So it's a really amazing way for brains to work. So when I explain DID to people, I explain it by thinking about a barcode, okay? So I have a barcode here, right? And all of the little lines are separate, right? It's not one thick line, it's a bunch of little lines. So when you are born, you have a really wide barcode. Like, there's all different aspects of you, you know, and as you get older throughout your childhood, like up until 7 or 8, those barcodes like increase in size, and they're all aspects of you. They are your strength, they are your humor, they are your intelligence, they are your capacity for intelligence. All of these things, those start to get closer and closer and closer and bigger and bigger and bigger, and they become one line. So just one black line, right? Or rainbow, or whatever you want it to be, okay? So one line. People with DID have that barcode when they're born, but as trauma happens, severe, inescapable, prolonged trauma happens to a child, their barcode bars stop growing. They don't grow into each other and become one bar. They stay themselves. And sometimes those little bars will kind of separate from each other. So you have more little bars. Now, when you turn 8 or 7 or 8, your personality solidifies, which means that each of my bars on my barcode solidified. So when I was 7 or 8, I had 3 parts, we think. And then as new traumas happen and new situations arose in my life, my barcode started to, get more lines in it. Right now, I have 17 distinct personalities. I call them parts. Some people call them alters. But my barcode never became one. And that leads me to my next point, that people say, well, what's treatment for it? What's the goal? Like, do you want to all become one? Do you want to become one line? Are you supposed to? And it used to be thought that the goal, this gold standard goal, was to integrate or fuse all of the parts together into one line. Now, that's not my goal. I don't want that. I have an entire system in my head that I'm used to. They're my family. They are who have gotten me through my entire life. What I want is to have a system that all works together, all cohesively, and I can live a happy life, happy, productive, fanciful life with DID. So I'm sharing all of this because I had a cousin today say, I saw online that you're talking about this. I don't know anything about it. And I was like, okay, so I could type this all in, a message to her, or I could just add to my YouTube channel that our system forgot we had. That's also a dissociative symptom. We'll do more videos about like different aspects of it. You can put those down you can put your questions down in the comments and I can respond via video. But if you are interested in DID content, if you are interested in learning more about mental health and about being vulnerable and risking things when it's super scary, go ahead and subscribe, and I will promise to try to remember I have a YouTube channel.